Hey guys, I'm going to show you today is a final pivot of Balloon. And what I've done is, so what Balloon is now is, it is a tool which helps product managers or senior managers or leaders help answer questions related to their product. It could be anything. It could be asking uh, doing any guesstimates on, or doing any story point approximation, or general questions like which email client do we use, what are the pricing plans, or what would be the impact if we make this change, what, or maybe help make a PRD, create a Jira ticket, anything. So Balloon can do it for you. And or a classic example is, let's say you work as a product manager and uh, you have user requests, like maybe thousands of user requests, and you don't know which one to work on. But you can come to Balloon and ask each of these user requests and help and like and understand like what would be the complexity of building of each of them, and how soon or fast or later which you can work on them, and maybe deprioritize them. And just to give you a demo, so I've picked a depot. You can obviously connect to your GitHub repository and request a tech admin if you do not have access to GitHub. And for this demo, I've selected the backend for this Balloon project itself, which is Sling AI, and selected the main repository. And I'm going to come up with some question, which is, let's say, which email provider we use for sending out emails in balloon.dev. Uh, is it any third party provider? If yes, which one? And this will be a general question, and we can have different. It will. The idea is to detect what is the type of the question. So in this case, it is most likely a general question. And what it does internally is it uses cursor as an agent as a service, and takes a repository, provides it to cursor, and asks it to make the changes. So I've done all the heavy lifting. I was doing everything internally before using Claude, but I've removed all the heavy lifting and using cursor as an agent as a service. And the more AI providers come up with their agents as a service, I'll start using them. But for now, cursor has it, so I'm using that. And so it's saying that we send emails through Mailjet. So we use Mailjet as a provider by default and fall back to Brevo, which is correct. So I have written this application, and I know that this is true. And both are plugged in via email utilities, via environment-based API keys, and marketing welcome email flows rely on the same setup. It's perfect. That's correct. And it's also suggesting me to take some actions like estimate the effort and analyze impact. And in which this case, it doesn't make sense because we're not actually making change. But what if I ask, uh, yeah, change what what would be the complexity of changing the email provider from Mailjet to a Mailgun? And it came up with an effort estimate, and which is correct. So we wanted an effort estimate. So it's able to detect the change automatically, and it is saying that it could not exactly find the story points, but maybe I need to check on that. But it's saying that it's low to medium complexity. Swapping Mailjet to writing to Mailgun and keeping Bravo as fallback. It's centralized, so provider swap is contained. There's not much of a change. We just need to change the mail SDK. We can also do some analysis impact, so we can see if we actually do this, will there be any impact on the overall application. And it is showing a nice impact analysis card and saying there will be direct changes in each of these files, and indirect impact on these controllers and files, which is correct because I'm using these files and sending out email notifications from these places. And we need some time, and like we need some changes to test as well. And these are the files, and it's saying mail can client and run smoke test and valid email test, which is correct, which is perfectly fine. And we can also ask it to create, so it will keep giving you suggestions based on what the outcome is. I can ask you to create a technical spec or create a test plan, or ask you to give me Jira title description to make a Jira ticket, or you can actually create Jira ticket right from the balloon itself. And I'm just going to run this as a final demo, and I'll share more demos soon, but this is the first. And it I asked it to create some technical spec, and it completed a product requirements document. It's saying overview and acceptance criteria, and